Good evening, everyone. How are y'all? Hope everybody's doing good this evening. Waiting for my guests to come in. So, tonight on Tyra's Just Saying, I have the honor of interviewing. I believe she is here. Let me grab her. Getting some of y'all in this room because tonight is going to be interesting. It's going to be real, y'all. Y'all know how I do. Hey! Hey Tiffany, how are you?
Hi, I am
How are
good.
you? Good, good,
I am
good.
wonderful. I am so excited.
Yes, I am so happy to have you on with me this evening. When I saw your background, I said, "Oh my goodness." I was just like, I can't wait to get her on. I was just like, I said that was pretty much what I was actually started out doing. I started out studying that. So,
Yes.
yeah, so how's everything going on this Sunday for you?
Everything is going great. As you can
Oh,
see, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty, and I've been on trying to get this thing
girl,
straight, but
look, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. Let me
hold
tell
on,
you.
hold on.
Well, while you fixing your camera, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce you to everybody. So,
Okay.
everybody, I'm interviewing this evening. I'm interviewing Tiffany Taylor. She is a licensed clinical social worker who resides in Georgia. She received her bachelor's degree from University of Florida, her master's in social work from Clark Atlanta University. I guess one of my AUC sisters.
Yes.
Okay. Tiffany has over 15 years of clinical experience in social work, where her primary focus is on mental health, medical, and forensic social work. Additionally, Tiffany is currently a behavioral health officer in the United States Army Reserve. I know that's right. She recently returned from deployment in Southwest Asia, where she and her team were responsible for the mental and emotional well being over 7,000 soldiers. Oh my God, thank you for your service. Upon returning from deployment in 2019, Tiffany launched her private practice in Henry County, Soul Solutions Therapeutic Services, LLC. She provides individual, family, and couples therapy. She specializes in sex therapy and specifically working with women who have experienced trauma to mend their self esteem, reconnect with their sensuality, and improve their overall mental health. Tiffany takes pride in creating an environment where her clients feel comfortable being vulnerable and can focus on healing. Let me tell y'all, yes, I love
Yes.
it, Tiffany. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tiffany is the proud mother of a 10-year-old athletic and artistically inclined daughter. I know that's right. She doing her thing. She is also newly engaged.
Yes.
Congratulations. Excited about upcoming nuptials to her fiance next year. Furthermore, Tiffany enjoys spending time with her sister friends, working out, and traveling. Lastly, Tiffany volunteers her time within the professional social work community as a member of the board of directors for the National Association of Social Work in Georgia chapter. She is a member of the National Association of Black Social Workers. Welcome, Tiffany Taylor. How are you this evening?
Thank you. That's great. I'm doing well. I'm so excited about being here and just being on your platform. I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thanks. So, tell me, how did you get into, oh my God, how did you get into therapy?
Well, the crazy thing is that my dad is also a social worker as well.
Okay.
He was a Vietnam veteran, so
Mm-hmm.
it kind of ran in my blood.
Mm-hmm.
And after I got my bachelor's degree in health science education, I just knew
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted to do more.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, I wanted to work with victims who had been sexually abused. So
Okay.
that's why I originally went into social work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Awesome. Now, what made you get into sex therapy?
So I actually am a survivor of sexual abuse.
Okay.
And what happened was I was married for 10 years. And
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people, after you
Mm-hmm.
have babies and get married and go through a divorce, I thought I had died down there.
Okay.
And I realized that I needed to set out on a journey to
Mm-hmm.
rediscover myself. And along that
Yes.
journey, I was like, there's so many women that are
Mm-hmm.
struggling with this.
Right.
And we have to take charge of our own sexuality, our sex lives.
Yes.
So that just became my mission to
Hmm.
that we don't have to have bad sex lives. We don't have
Right.
to suffer. A lot of
Hmm.
times when women or people have been sexually abused or sexually
Hmm.
molested, they struggle
Hmm.
in that area. And I want
Yes.
people to know that you can get healing and you can still
Hmm.
go on to have fruitful and enjoyable sex life.
And you know what? And it's like, it's so funny because I was speaking to somebody about that because they felt like their whole life, was taken from them
Right.
because of everything that has happened in their
Yeah,
past. And it was just like, no, once you heal from everything that has happened, then you'll be able to have a healthy relationship. But it's going to take time,
absolutely.
and I think that's what the problem is with a lot of people when it comes to situations like that. They either A, become null and they don't want to have any type of relationship with anyone, or they put themselves in a place where they're just like, okay, you know what? I'm I'm just so guarded. I'm not going to,
Hmm.
you know, I just, I'm gonna do it to reproduce, and that's gonna be it,
Right.
you know. And and you see that happening a lot, and it's just like, okay, but no, you can have a healthy life. It's just
Right.
being in the right, have number one, receiving the right treatment, because
Absolutely.
that's number one. Because every therapist don't practice sex therapy. That's
No.
number one,
Mhm.
and my thing is, being able to find the right therapist to work with you
Mhm.
as you are trying to regain your sense of self back, you
Right.
know. And that's, something. Do you get a lot of clients who may not understand exactly what it is you're doing?
A lot of people think sex therapists are involved in the act, and I'm like, no, that's not what it is. It's
Right.
actually we use clinical
Hmm.
therapeutic tools.
Hmm.
So that's not we're not now. There are people that do that. There's sex
Yes.
coaches, there's sex
Yes.
educators, and then you have sex
Hmm.
therapists. But that's not what I do. I'm definitely in a couch or virtual talking to
Hmm.
someone, and one of the most important things that when I have a client that comes in, the first
Hmm.
thing that I tell them, because a lot of times when people come in, they say they have low libido, right? They don't
Right.
have any
Hmm.
desire,
Right.
especially women, moms.
Hmm.
I tell them you have to go get a physical first because we have to
Right.
rule out if there's any medical issues that are going on because
Okay.
sometimes it could be hormonal
Hmm.
why you don't want to have that desire. And
Right.
then we do what's called like a sex history. And it's
Okay.
really trying to get into the root of what messages were you taught
Hmm.
as a young person and throughout your life about your
Hmm.
body and about
Right.
sexuality.
Right. You know what? I think that's awesome, because when you think about it, everything is connected. And that's what I try to tell my audience all the time. Your medical, your mental, your spiritual, your financial, everything is all on one accord. And, the idea that you have them get a physical, I love that. That's ideal because they really need to know what's going on medically
Mhm.
before you could actually really help them
Right.
physically. I wish I could tell that to all my clients.
Right, because it could be playing a role in depression and anxiety, any of
Hmm.
the other mental health,
Hmm.
you know, disorders. So, yeah,
Hmm.
the vision
Yeah,
is important.
yeah, very important. It's so funny because when I actually started out to get my doctorate degree, I actually was enrolled, which a lot of people don't know this. I was enrolled at Widener University, and I was in the sex education program. So
Oh,
it was the program for human sexuality.
okay.
Because there's not, at that time, 20 years ago, take it to the back, there was only two programs in the country
Right.
that offered sex therapy, that was actually approved, by the Association of Human Sexuality and everything. And it was one that this particular program actually got kicked off of one of the campuses here. One of the Ivy League schools kicked it off of campus because they said
Mm.
that we don't like what y'all doing.
What?
And so, yeah, and so Widener University picked it up. And so it was the school, Widener University was one, and there was another school out in California that
Okay.
offered human sexuality, initially.
California is the
And
mecca.
yes, so which school did you go to?
So I've got my certification in sex
Hmm.
therapy through ASEC.
Okay,
And
okay.
I'm actually pursuing my PhD in clinical sexology through Modern Institute of Sex.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's awesome.
Yes.
That is awesome. Look, like I didn't finish it, right? And it was so funny because the program was awesome. I was there. It was only happened on the weekends. You took one course, you completed one course every weekend, right? And
Similar.
yeah,
Yes.
it was so crazy, right? And so I came home one day and I told my friends, now I was going for free because I worked at the university. So I was
Oh,
getting
gotta
so
use those
I
connections.
okay, so I came home from class and I told my friends, they was like, what you taking now? And so I was like, oh, y'all know I'm in school for sex therapy. Here they go. We ain't talking to you. And I was just like, what? They was like, you
Why?
freak, we are not talking to you. And I was just like, are you serious right now? I'm like, it's deeper than what y'all think. Nope, we're not talking to you. And I'm just like, okay, so listening to them, I stopped. I was just like, I'm not going to.
Well, there's always time to go back.
I said, I'm already in a situation. I'm finishing up now. I'm actually at Fielding. I'm in the
Okay. I've heard great things about them.
dissertation completion program, and so I'm there now. So I'm done in the 9 months,
Okay.
9 months, so to speak. Yeah. So I'm just like, no. I said I don't think I'm gonna go back, but I did love the program. I love the program because it actually made me more aware of myself. You know what I mean? And one thing I will say about, anyone who actually gets into the field of sex therapy, you really get to learn who you are.
Right.
With this, and knowing who you are, you're able to help people a whole lot better when it comes to a lot of things that they are experiencing, because a lot of people really think they know themselves, but they really don't.
No.
They really
Some people
don't.
don't even know what they look like down there, which is a shame. That's another assignment that I typically give my clients is take a mirror,
and
up close and personal.
Okay.
And it's okay to touch, because I think you're right. I learned so much about myself throughout this process, and I think the biggest thing that I learned is that my pleasure and my sexuality and intimacy is mine. It's my issue. It's not my partner's. So if I don't own it, and if I don't discover what feels good to me, what I like, it's not on my partner. It's on me. I think a lot of times we push that off on our partner. You're supposed to know what. How are they supposed to know what to do?
Right.
I mean, once you tell them, that's one thing. But
right. But the thing is just like they expect you to. People be expecting them to already know.
Yes.
No. No, they don't know. They can't know.
Right.
They can't know. You know. And so I think, but that again, a lot of people don't know about themselves.
And you got to take the time.
And they want other people to find out. You tell me what I want. No. It goes with just regular relationship goals. They don't even know what they want with regular relationship goals, let alone when it comes to sexual.
Okay.
And so with that, we need people to really start understanding who they are, and I will hope through this whole past year and a half they actually did get to know. But girl, that's a lie right there.
Right.
Look, Kimmy Cole, how about all these expectations? Girl, tell me about it. They ain't ready. We can't give them too many expectations.
Right.
So what's normally what's the typical, I guess, the typical first and second appointment with sex therapists? When they come to your office. I know you said you do medical. What is a typical appointment like with you?
So definitely we're gonna go over your health history. I'm gonna tell you have to get a physical. The next is sex history, where we talk about, what was your first exposure to sex? Also, like, who told you about it? I know for me, my mom never had to talk with me. I'm 43. Still hasn't had to talk with me, and I've had a whole baby. She actually won't even say the word sex. She just calls it. But that's that generation, and that's one of the things that in this field we're trying to break down is the stigma about it. Like, God created it. He created these organs for pleasure, and also for procreation. So why are we being ashamed of it? Why are we not talking about it? So that we talk about that in what your upbringing, what messages have you gotten about sex, and then we kind of get to the root, probably go at a sex session of like, exactly why are you there? Are you having anxiety about performance? Are you not having connection? Are you, some people have premature ejaculation, like all of these different kind of disorders that could be happening. And sometimes it's just trying to find that spark or lack of communication, which is a big problem in relationships as well, like especially with couples therapy. You know, if the finances ain't right, if you're not communicating, then a lot of times you're gonna have issues in your sex life as well.
Right. And a lot of people don't see that, you know, just like they don't see sometimes when you have issues in you know, with things like with your job and things like that, that can also alter your sex life as well. You know, and people don't see how that can happen, and they be like, I don't know what's wrong with them, and you know, when we all know medical issues.
Right. Especially like diabetes is a very
I was just getting ready to say that. Yes.
A lot of people struggle with libido and erection, so that's a really big disorder. And then also, I'm gonna find out, have you experienced any trauma that may have altered how you feel about sex, how you feel about your body? And so if that's the case, then we got to do some work in that area first before we can kind of get to that part.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and it's good that y'all do that, all of that you know, do all of that information, get all that information from the clients so that we can, you know, definitely know exactly what it is we're treating, you know, because at the end of the day, we don't know, you know, and if we don't know, how can we, you know, expect them to get better? Someone said sickle cell also plays a big role with that, you know, but it was shocking is so many people don't realize that your medical condition does play a role in your sex life. You know, low circulation. Yes, Alex, that's also, you know, but we just need people to educate themselves a little bit more, you know, because the thing is, we, you know, as therapists, we see relationships ending because of this.
Right.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, you know, when it comes to some relationships, you need to know, you know, what's going on with your partner. Like, you know what's going on with you, but you need to also know what's going on with your partner medically. You know,
and really, like, if you are getting in a relationship or entering a phase where you're becoming intimate, you should have those conversations anyways, right?
But you know
about your sex history and about any medical issues. You'd be surprised how many, well, you won't be surprised, but you'd be surprised how many people don't talk about that in like their past sexual experiences. A lot of times you'll have a male that'll come in and say someone in their past told them, you know, they weren't a good performer, or you know, they didn't last long enough, and that sticks with them. So then they start having performance anxiety.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I was gonna say social media.
It's a whole nother gamut.
It's a whole nother monkey, but as you know, as a sex therapist, I know you see where people get affected by memes being sent to them, you know, or people, you know, because we see it happen all the time. And granted, you know, some of them be funny and everybody be laughing, but at the same time, we know it does affect. It can affect the person's libido. You know what I mean? And how, you know, and how they, you know, respond, because at the end of the day, they feel some type of way that somebody actually out there feels this way about them.
Right. And how you look at yourself. Like, if I don't have the big derriere, like a lot of people, then does that mean like I'm not going to be desirable? Or if I don't have the size and the girth as the person on, you know, the X-rated shows, then does that mean that I'm not adequate? That's not
right. I mean, but that's what, you know, and that also, because now we looking at body image issues that's coming up also. So it's like, being a sex therapist, you definitely have to go into each area because of it. You know what I mean? Because of now I have to address self-esteem issues. Now I have to address body image issues. Now I have to address everything that you probably didn't, where a lot of y'all didn't think we have to talk about. It all becomes prevalent in our discussion because of how people are feeling. With everybody out there getting these butts and breasts. I mean, it can cause some confusion, and really make you feel some type of way, especially if you were so comfortable in the skin you're in, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, they looking at that one, or they're on social media. And the reason I say social media because I have a lot of people that I've met with that come through social media that's just so like upset and my man or my woman is this and this, and they're paying attention to the people offline and they don't love me and da 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 da. What can I do? And they automatically go to performance because they think that's the issue.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree.
And it's not all the time. That's not all the time the issue. It could be just you.
Right. You haven't figured out what you like. You're not comfortable with yourself. And so you project that onto other people.
So what kind of suggestions do you give people in regards to like helping them to understand what is it that they like?
So definitely you have to take the time to explore yourself, what you like. And that can be, engaging and looking at different things. I don't know how, I don't want to say X-rated I can be, but
you can go all the way because
okay.
You can go all the way. Say what it is. You can say what it is. Go all the way.
So I'm not encouraging you to pornography should not be your only frame of reference when you're trying to figure out things, but it can give you some ideas and tips about different things. There's different books. I am very big on like Kama Sutra and tantric work as well, because that helps you with the mindfulness part. A lot of times we're not able to be, women, we are thinking about the dishes, the bills, the kids and all of that, and we're not able to be present. And it already takes a great deal of time for us to go through the different phases of the sexual cycle, like arousal, desire, right? So it takes us a little bit more time to get our engine warmed up so that we're ready for that. So we have to be able to figure out what turns us on. One of the big things that I'm really promoting right now is sensuality and making sure that your sensual connection is engaged in that. So when we talk about sensuality, that's incorporating your senses. So we have 5 senses: hearing, sight, smell, touch, taste. So incorporating that in your intimate time and your time of being sexual with your partner or with yourself. I do what's called a sensuality IQ. I'm going to be doing a workshop in October. I'm so excited about it.
Oh, you definitely got to share the information because I know folks will be coming through.
Yes, it's Sensuality 101, and you will get to take your sensuality IQ. It's kind of sort of like the 5 love language, right? You find with 5 love languages, you find out what your dominant love language is. Well, with this sensuality IQ, you're going to figure out which one is your dominant sense, so that you can incorporate that in your intimate time and your sexual experiences. Right. So, if you are a touch person, look, I even brought some props. Do you like flowers, right? So I have a whole toolbox that I use when I'm talking to my clients.
You got a real toolbox too.
Yes. With my logo on it, right? So do you like paddle? Do you like to be spanked? All those different things. These are bloggers, so we got to figure out that. I also have these. This is edible massage oil for your touch, right? And then I have the massage candles that can be poured on the skin. And people get freaked out about the candle, right? Because I guess of the fire. But this is wonderful, and it feels good because you are getting that touch, the massage, as well as lubrication. because you can have oil-based lubrication.
Okay.
Right? So just figuring out, and then hearing, right? Do you like music? Do you like silence? Do you like the TV playing in the background? All of those things are important in engaging and getting your mind prepared. Okay, this is what's supposed to be happening. I'm about to be engaged in an intimate experience with someone. I'm getting my body, I'm getting my mind. It's all those different things incorporated together.
Right. Okay, I like that. So do you sell the toolboxes to your clients, or do you help them create their own?
Yes, I help you create your own. This is mine. I mean, I don't use the things in here, but I use them for demonstration. I have my own toolbox.
You got your own.
Yes. And then I do sell the massage oil, and I do sell the candles. And then,
but look, that's another product for you, though.
Right,
selling that toolbox.
I haven't figured. Yes.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
My stand-up in it banana pudding.
Okay.
Yes. So, as you can tell, I'm a down south girl, right? So I love the blues. So stand up in it. But there's a lot of different natural herbs that you can take as well that will enhance your libido and your performance. So like maca root, there's horny goat weed. It's not CBD or THC. It's actually like a natural herb that you can take. And then also fenugreek are different herbs that you can take to help enhance your lubrication, help enhance your stamina.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I hope all of y'all on here is taking notes so y'all know what y'all need to be getting and everything. So somebody says yes to the banana pudding. I love your pudding tip. So tell us about your pudding.
So the stand-up in it banana pudding has those three ingredients in it. It has the fenugreek, it has the horny goat weed, and it has the maca root. So it plays on both, right? So with the women, what I've heard is that it helps with the wetness, your lubrication. And then with the men, you are going to get some stand up in it. So you can stand up in it. Stand strong, stand tall.
And we eat this, right?
Yes, it's real banana pudding. Vanilla wafers.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Cool, it's the real deal.
Yes.
Okay. And so do you ship all over, or do you ship just locally?
Well, the banana pudding is locally. I'm still trying to figure out the logistics on how to ship that, worldwide, because it has, So I'm still trying to figure that part out. But the oil and the candles
we'll talk about that too.
Okay.
We'll talk off the live about that to get you squared away and to get you set up with that. So
I'll take it. Every time I talk about it, people are like, I need the banana pudding.
Look, I'm saying to myself, I said, I need to try some of that. And I know a lot of people in this thread is like, yo, what's up with that pudding?
Yes. Look, and I feel it's my mom's recipe that I just interned.
And how does she feel about what you have done to her recipe?
So it's so funny. I was just a part of a self-care conference. My part of the conference was self-care sexy, and she came. I don't know that she knew what my topic was about, but so we had she came in the third session. So by the third session, I was warmed up. I was ready. I was talking about having mega knees, doing your Kegels, and about yoni, the yoni eggs. And she was just laughing and having a good time. But like I said earlier, she never had a conversation with me. So now to have the tables turn where I'm having a conversation with her is really awesome. And it's so funny because my dad, when I told him about that I was making this stand up in a banana pudding, he's like, you need to get your mama some.
I know you was like, wait a minute, Dad, I don't want to know all that.
I don't want to know.
We don't want to know all that.
But that makes me feel good to know, because my dad is 85 and my mom is 60 something, that they are still having sex. And that's awesome.
Yes. Yeah, and it is, because, it's like people think that once you get older that that's supposed to stop.
No.
You know what I mean? And no, that's when you should be living your best life. And it was just so funny, because I was just sharing with somebody not too long ago. I said, when you get certain ages, things hit different. You know what I mean? the mindset is a whole nother ball game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, when you're younger, you like, oh, and when when you're in your 20s and when you're in your 30s, you're like, by the time you hit your 40s and 50s, it's like, it's what's up, it's whatever.
Right.
Yes. It is what it is. We go where we go, we do what we do, and boom, it's over.
And that's what I'm saying. And you see it in social media too, especially, with Cardi B and Meg, right? They're talking about owning your sexuality and your body. And I love it. I know some people are like, it's raunchy, it's all these things and whatever, but I love it because it's saying, no, this is my body. I own it, and I know what to do with it. I know what I like, and it's for my pleasure. And if I want to share with you, because the most important thing about sex is making sure that you have consent.
Exactly. That's number one.
Right.
That is number one. But and the thing is, knowing that you don't want to share it with everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's just like, that connection. The energy that the person is bringing in. Some people's energy you just don't want to deal with.
Right.
And so we definitely have to, protect it at all costs. And
you can say no at any point.
You sure can.
And
you can say no and that's okay. That's your choice. At that point, you just have to do what's best for you. Right. Kimmy Cole said, I've had the banana pudding. It is good. It works some kind of... Okay, so somebody had it and it works. And Libra said, honey, older people be getting it in on if they check status of these old folks' homes, they got STDs.
That's very true.
They do. That's true.
That is very true.
That's true. And they be having the higher numbers.
Because they're not using protect. I guess they don't think they need to use protection at that point.
No, they don't. Child, I was working at this nursing home some years ago, and I remember this man that was in there was a pimp. And I can only tell you stories of the things that was happening. And I'd be like, what in the world? He pimping from a wheelchair. I'm like, yo, y'all nurses need to cut it out. Because like they was doing things. And then they was just like, why is, herpes running around? I'm like, herpes? Well, wait a minute. But it was running wild. And it was because of the things that was, that was a whole nother story, honey. I was like, oh my gosh, but at the end of the day, it was no talking to them. About anything, because they didn't want to hear any of it. It was about their coins. So with that being said, it was what it was. But oh my God, I'm loving this conversation. And it's so funny because next week is my birthday, and I'm actually having a bedroom candy party with Libra Tick My Scales and Gossip and Heifers. And I, made it for late night. I made it for like a 9:30 on a Thursday night on my birthday, actually. And so I know we're gonna be, talking about all of this, during my bedroom candy party. So it was just like when I seen this, I was like, yes, I was like, I love this. I love this. I love this. That we're having this conversation now, because people need to know that, there is healthy ways of doing this. Because when people hear about, sex toys and things like that, they either cringe or they immediately go to, oh, they're a freak. They're a freak. But they need to know that it's not that you're being a freak. It's healthy ways. This is basically exploring who you are in a healthy manner and being able to, know yourself, know your mate. And there's nothing wrong with this. Right. Being able to enjoy each other, because it's nothing wrong with it. That's right. We have options, a lot of options.
And if you don't have a mate, you can enjoy yourself.
Exactly. So when you have clients that come in with that situation where they may not have a mate, how do you handle that?
So, I mean, I start from the beginning again. Like, what have you been told? Because especially with in the spirituality, a lot of people are told that's wrong. That you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I do, you can't play with people and their religion and stuff. So I do some challenging about that. But ultimately, it's about making them have or helping them get to a point where they're more open-minded about it. Because, I
Right.
mean, God created these parts.
Exactly.
And it wasn't just for procreation, because you ain't procreating your whole life, so it's got to be another reason for it. So, so and it's for pleasure. So I really, really encourage people to explore different toys. I typically start women out with the bullet, because that is small. And most women, how they experience an orgasm is the clitoral orgasm. So that's, wham bam, that's easier for them to explore. But if they are afraid of toys, then we talk about, using your hands or other things to help you kind of explore your body. A lot of women I've found in doing this work are afraid to even touch their own selves. And that is
that's horrible. Yeah, it's interesting because it's just like, well, what all are you doing? You're going in and just boom, boom, and out.
And I'm just like, if you don't want to touch yourself, why should
somebody else? I mean, not trying to be like that, but why would they?
Yes. So, it's really just breaking the stigma, those incorrect messages that you were told about yourself, that, it's not healthy, you shouldn't do it, it's wrong, it's nasty, all of those things, and reprogram cognitive behavioral therapy, helping
there we
change
go.
their mindset.
Yes. Yes. And the thing is, people do have to check their mindset when it comes to that, and be able to and be comfortable enough to want to explore. I know this past, year, all through, several platforms that I have been, on, people say, oh, I'm celibate. And I would be like, celibate of what? And they would look at me like, they'd be like, no, I'm just asking, what you selling a bit of? Like selling a bit of bullshit because you're saying that you're celibate? Like, what is it? But at the end of the day, a lot of people say they're celibate because they're trying to find themselves. But in the end, they don't even know, they still don't know who they are, even coming out of this. You know what I mean? And so it's like taking that time to explore who you are. That's something that we have to do. You know what I mean? In order to be able to commit to any kind of relationship. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and people think that, going into a relationship and having a sexual relationship, that's the answer, that's the cure-all to all issues that happen. Like, okay, as soon as I meet this person, I'm with them, I'm gonna give it to them, and that's gonna be it. They leave out the other parts.
Right. And one of the big things that the term that's very common in the sex therapy field, well, in sex education field as well, is, sex positivity, of not shaming people, Amber Rose and the slut shaming, and then not shaming people if they want to be free and they want to talk about their bodies and their sexual experiences. And then on the other spectrum is, if you're asexual, you don't want to have sex, that there should be no judgment, judging people or placing shame and guilt on people, because it's your choice, it's your body.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Your choice, your body, your everything. So, and it's like, you shouldn't judge people on that, and shouldn't judge people on the decisions that they make.
Right.
Should they want to be, celibate, but we know a lot of people be making situations to fit whatever they're going through right now, and, granted, and we do, Dee is saying she's been single for years now, never found no one after her hubby passed, and we see that happens a lot too, where a person, may not have sex anymore after their husband passes because they don't feel like, going out and actually meeting, and that's okay.
Right.
That's totally okay.
You can have pleasure with yourself, though. It doesn't have to die.
Right. Right. It doesn't have to die. Right. But then again, it goes back into the religious factor.
Yes.
Because we know in Christianity, we know in Christianity, they be like,
And I'd be like, come to me so I can set you free.
Girl, you be over there giving them that pudding. They be all like, what in the world?
Yes. They be in their fan like, give me one of them bullets.
Oh, Dee said it's been since 2007. Probably too long. It's never too long.
No.
Never too long. Never too long. Never too long to discover, and to go back out there and try it all over again. It's just like riding a bike.
Yeah. My dad's 85.
Oh, bless his heart. Bless his heart. So do you have a book or anything out, Tiffany?
Well, the workshop is going to have a workbook that is going along with it. So it will have, so it's going to be face-to-face, the workshop.
Okay.
It's on October 29th, but there is going to be a virtual component, and it is going to come with the workbook.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. October 29th, and you will have a virtual component.
Yes.
All right.
The link is already up in my social media stuff.
Okay. And how much is your course? Do you have the prices set for your virtual component as well as your face-to-face? Okay. Okay, for either one?
Well, the face-to-face, because we're going to have aphrodisiac foods as well.
Oh, shucks. All right.
The spirit. Right. So that is going to be $69.
Okay. Okay.
So those that are local to the Atlanta area.
Okay. Did you have a chef for your for the face-to-face?
Or
okay. That is awesome.
I think his wife is on here. Kay McCall. Did she come on here?
Kay McCall?
Yes.
She's in here.
Her husband is the chef. That will be Yes.
All right, Kimmy. All right, Kay McCall. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So that's going to be awesome.
Full experience. Because like I said, it's about sensuality. We need to touch all 5 of your senses. And for the virtual people, I'm going to provide a list of things. So, I mean, I'm not going to send you the ingredients, but so that you can still partake in it. Because that's a big part of it. Taste is another part as well.
It sure is. It definitely is. So what we're going to do, definitely going to get some information about that. But what we're going to do also is we're going to give one of our lucky guests virtual experience. Because a lot of the people that's here, because we don't have too many people, I think, in Georgia. It might be some people in Georgia here, but they'll just have to let us know at the end or whatever. And
we can do a massage oil too if you want.
Oh, cool. That's right. You got massage oil and you got the candles too.
I do.
All right, cool. All right. So we're going to do one virtual and we'll do one of the other products.
Okay.
How that sound?
Yes.
All right. So let's see. What question do we want to give them, Tiffany?
Let's see. What is the most common type of orgasm that a woman experiences?
All right.
Was that hard?
No, that's not hard. I think we talked about it
this
evening. We talked about it, so somebody should be able to know. So who's going to answer with the first question? Okay, Miss BB33, do you know the answer? You in Atlanta. What is repeat the question again, Tiffany, because I forgot.
What is the most common type of orgasm that a woman experiences?
Mental and clitoral stimulation will be the ones in my book. Is that correct?
Clitoral, yes.
All right, TIG 30. Yeah, TIG, you got it. You got the virtual. Congratulations, TIG 3001. So I will definitely get that to you, Twig. All right, the second question.
What is one of your 5 senses that can be engaged in sensuality?
Ooh, one of your 5 senses that can be engaged in sensuality.
It's easy.
Let's see. Sorry, Tiggs at the bedroom parties. Kimmy says taste. All right, Kimmy. Kimmy, you got it, honey. You got the next one. All righty. So I'll talk with both of them and see what they all want. So Kimmy, I'm not sure. Kimmy, did you want the virtual or did you want the Kimmy, hit me in the inbox and we'll definitely get to that, So yeah, True Chef official page. We talk about cooking, but we talk about cooking in the bedroom right now. So that's what we talking about. So oh gosh. All right, should we do another one?
You want to do another virtual one? Or you want to do a candle?
Let's see. I don't know. What you think?
We can do both. Doesn't matter to me.
We could do one. You know what? We could do one more virtual. Y'all folks, y'all better show up.
Yes.
Because y'all be acting like y'all want to come, but then don't show up. All right. Let's get it. Let's get the next question.
Why don't we just do what is another sense? What is another, because there's 5 of them. So what is, we already had, what did that person say? Taste?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
somebody
so
said
5 senses.
It's 5 senses. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So somebody already said that, right? But we need something else, right?
Let's see here. What did we talk about? What is, okay, I think I said this several times. What is one of the first things that if you go to a sex therapist that they're going to have you do?
Oh, yes, that's the best question. What is the first thing a sex therapist is going to have you do when you come to their office? And no, the answer is not wash. You be shocked what people come up with because they be thinking that's the first thing that's going to go down when they come through. Okay, he says smell. Smell what?
Smell is one of the other questions.
Senses. Okay, yeah. So smell is one of the senses, but I don't think he want to do no virtual class. What you like? A physical.
Yeah.
All right, Miss BB33. Miss BB33. Tiffany is out of McDonough, Georgia. So is your practice in McDonough or is it in Atlanta? Well, they right there.
Yes.
They right there. All right, Miss BB. All right, so Miss BB, you hit me up in the inbox and let me know if you wanted to go to the live event or if you was named. And so that'll be our 3 for the night. And so I'll send you the payments and stuff for everybody and whatever. Send me the link for the Eventbrite and everything, and we'll get it all squared away once I get all 3 of what everybody's trying to do and everything. So, oh my God, Tiffany, this is awesome. We definitely connected because we getting that banana pudding on the road.
Okay.
And that banana pudding gonna be on the road before. It's gonna be actually on the road before the 30th of October. I can see that happening like super
I receive
fast.
it.
So so we gonna get that going. Okay, Miss BB says she on the south side. All right, south side.
All right.
All right, so yeah, let me make sure I got everybody's names down here that won something. Because I tell people to inbox me, don't inbox me right away. But the 3 people that, other than Miss BB33, everybody else I pretty much know. So, because they're my regulars. So, this was an awesome interview. Yes, this is awesome. I am so happy you was able to come on this evening and we could talk about this. And I'm having you back, right?
Oh!
I'm having you back because we're going to talk about this. I need to figure out a way how we could do this. Because I need to find out about the foods and the meals and all that stuff. I mean, when it comes to this event, because I have a whole lot of stuff going on too. A lot of events happening. I have one event in October. I have another event, 2 events in November.
Okay.
Because right now we're getting ready for our seasonal depression series.
Yeah.
And so, I'm definitely interested in learning how we can, handle seasonal depression and sensuality. That's where my
Yes.
mind is at right now, because
Mm-hmm.
I have my chef and everything, so I can, make this happen up on this end or whatever. So I'm just like, my mind is working. So
Hey,
I'm definitely going to connect with you so that we can get this, get
yes.
some things going.
Collaboration.
Yes, do some crazy collaborations and get some stuff going. Look, Miss BB is on fire. She's like, yeah, I just inboxed. Well, thank you for inboxing so quickly.
Yes.
Yes, Gossip and
And I want to
Heifers.
say
Yo,
the workshop
Tiffany
is
is
not
definitely a
just for
good.
ladies. It's not
It's for
just for
ladies and
ladies. You
it's
can
for
make this a date
everybody.
night.
Yeah, that's a date night, y'all. That ain't no just for no
Mm-hmm.
one person. So if you got a date and you trying to bring them, get it popping now.
Yep. Or somebody you're trying to get to know. Then you can find out what it
Yes,
is they like.
exactly. Well, you
Links
know
in the
what? I don't
bio.
look, but you know what? Look, we probably got to think about that, because sometimes you might not want to take somebody you just meet,
Right. That's true.
and they be coming up with some wild stuff, and you be like, wait a minute.
You don't call them back anymore. You don't call them back
Okay,
anymore.
no, no, no. You be running. You be running. Shoot. So yes, Kimmy said I call ASEC to see trainings in my area, and the search is crazy. I'm sure it is. She's actually out of Charlotte.
Okay.
She's in Charlotte. She's a therapist out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
and
a big, very big booming field right now. So
I'm sure I actually went on the website too. Last week, me and her was talking about it. And I had looked up some stuff too, because I was just like, let me see what's going on or whatever. In regards to trainings and things like that, to get, to, I guess, reevaluate what I was doing in the past, because I was halfway through the program.
mm-hmm.
And so I was like, let me see, what it is, but for the most part, yeah, I definitely, something to add back into my toolbox,
Because it just might show
but
up anyways. Because some people don't want to go to a sex therapist because again, taboo, or they,
mm-hmm,
so it can come
mm-hmm,
up in any type of session.
mm-hmm, yep. Look, it does come up, because believe it or not, it's so funny, because I worked this morning.
Oh,
And so I have clients. I had a client at 8 o'clock this morning,
oh.
and it's so funny. I had all day pretty much in the morning, but it came up, and it was just like, okay. And it wasn't like I was, I'm no prude. I know how to handle everything. But at the end of the day, sex does come up. I
Mm-hmm.
have one client that sex comes up every session.
Oh,
And I want to tell her every session, if you don't leave that damn man or else,
right.
because it's like, me, if your needs are not being met
Mm-hmm.
and you think this is your main problem, then leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so it's so it's situations like that. But with that being said, even if, for the therapists that are on here that are, thinking about like, ooh, sex therapy, I don't know if I want to dabble with it. You don't have to dabble in it, but at some point in your practice, it may come up. And
Right.
just know that it may come up, and to be aware when
Gotta
it
have it in your
does.
toolbox.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Gotta do that toolbox. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
but I manifest that toolbox is gonna come into fruition by New Year's, and
Oh,
I manifest that banana pudding is gonna be out on these streets in
I
the next
receive
couple
it.
weeks, because I got some folks that I work with, and everybody is pretty much shipping and moving and doing what they gotta do with food items. So just try to figure out how we can help you to make this happen for you as well.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes. So again, thank you so much for coming on. Now, when I end my lives, I always end a live with a positive affirmation. And so the positive affirmation for this live is: everything I think, say, and do makes me healthier. Now, that affirmation is for this is because this was an awesome interview. We talked about therapy, which we both do. We talked about, sex therapy, because believe it or not, our sex is what makes us healthy as well. In
Mm-hmm.
addition to our medical, mental, sexuality, spiritual, everything goes hand in hand. Financial, all of it works, y'all. It all goes together. And with you, being, being the professional that you are and providing us with all of this, wealth of information on this. I think people will feel a lot healthier and know that they can do what they can do what they need to do to manifest a good, healthy sex life.
Right.
Should
part
they
of
choose
self-care.
to. Right. And make this a part of their self-care. Because right now, I think a lot of people need self-care toolboxes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they need to not be afraid to talk about these issues and know that they have, people out here like yourself and yourself and myself that they could talk to about, their sexual issues and things that's going on that they're experiencing and way that they want to handle their life, handle their self-care and know that sexuality is a part of it and it's okay.
Yes.
It's okay. And so with that, the affirmation, everything I think, say, and do makes me healthier. And all of what you do, sister, makes you healthier, makes you wiser, and makes you who you are, and we give you your flowers, what you do is awesome. And you are making a total difference in this world. And I just want you to know that. And we are proud of you, girl. You doing your thing.
Thank you for allowing me to be on your platform.
Yes, and I want to thank you also for your service. Because working with the Army and all of that's not an easy task.
Oh, no.
A lot of people think that being a therapist for them is easy. It's not. Yeah. So I want to give you your flowers on that, and thank you for your service, with keeping those 7,000 troop members, as sane as they can during these crazy times that we have been living in these past 20 years, So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep. So everybody, I want y'all to follow at Tiff's Lens because y'all have to follow at Tiff's Lens. Trust me, you won't be sorry. Her business is Soul Solutions Georgia.
Yes.
Y'all can contact Tiffany Taylor, reach out to her, talk to her about her events. Tiffany, if you want to send me over some graphics for your event that's coming up, I'll, go ahead and get the promotions and stuff started because that's what I, try to do for everyone. And yeah, everybody make sure y'all follow at Tiff's Lens. Thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you, Tiffany, for coming through. I want you to have a blessed Sunday, what's left of it, and an awesome, awesome week. And an awesome, awesome week. Hey, baby.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome week. You're welcome. All right, everybody. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Love all of y'all, and I will see all of y'all next week. Talk to y'all soon. Make sure y'all watch the Gossip and Heifers tomorrow night. They will be on at 9:30 Central. No, 8:30 Central Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure y'all check them out tomorrow evening. And I want all of y'all to have a great and productive week. And I will be saving this live as long as Instagram allows me. And yes, y'all talking sex, and more sex tomorrow too. Okay, so yeah, so this is gonna be the topic for at least the next 2 weeks. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Take care. Bye, Tiff. Bye, Tiff. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you so much for coming. All righty. Bye, everybody.